Hello, everybody. It's me, GetWaved, and it's channel update time. And I'm going to try rifling through this one as fast as I can, because this is a jam-packed month. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's me telling you the previous Let's Play is going to continue. But this one, there's some action. So, buckle up and enjoy the Overwatch gameplay. We're not going to talk about Overwatch anymore. It's a lovely game. 3 LPs on the go at various points this month, I think. Galactic Civilizations 3 Mercenaries was basically dropped. Haven't heard any complaints. We might leave it like that, even though I kind of did the Hitler thing. War on two fronts, thought the one was going to go really quickly. Didn't anticipate the degree of resistance, and a bit of an interesting pickle. So it ended on a neat note, strategically speaking, but nobody's really sad that it stopped, apparently, so maybe we'll just leave it. It's going to be the first LP that didn't end because of completion or bugs. And I've even powered through some pretty buggy games. But, you know, whatever. If people are happy with it, that's fine. I used to think Let's Players should never abandon an LP. They should finish every single one, and they should always be really good at the game they're doing. And, you know, as time goes on, I'm more come to the conclusion that, you know what, it's comfort food, and let's all just have a good time, okay? So, there we go. Halcyon 6 still going on. Going to be going on until at least the 11th. And Master of Orion is finally done. That ended with me becoming the Empire, pretty much. Except I kept blowing up planets after I won. I feel good about it. Anyway, on October 11th, Dragon Quest Builders comes out, and we are going to have a delightful time. It is like Minecraft and Dragon Quest in an equal ratio. Some people have looked at it and been like, that just looks like Minecraft. And it's like, no, 100% of each. It is a fusion, and it is beautiful, and we're going to have a lovely time, and it's going to be real good. And there's all sorts of cool little treats, which we'll talk about when I get into the LP. Like how it's kind of a sequel to Dragon Quest 1. So is Dragon Quest 2, but we'll talk about it. It's really neat. They did a good job. Anyway, the big news is Extra Life is on November 5th, which is basically going to be a month from when this video first goes up. Extra Life is a fundraising marathon for children's hospitals done through the Children's Miracle Network and organized by a company called Extra Life. So streamers and YouTubers and stuff, the idea is we have a day where we do a bunch of gaming streams and stuff like that, and in return for that, we sort of give that to the internet. We offer it to the internet on an altar. And, you know, if you're able, ask that you donate to a children's hospital. I have picked the one I always pick, the Stollery Children's Hospital. And I've done this 6 years now. Over that time, we've raised $14,000 and change for that children's hospital. And I'm part of a larger team called Team GetWaved, which Snapwave/Ycaliber has organized since time immemorial. I remember it, time immemorial. Quill is on the team, and we usually all hang out. We have plans to do Artemis this year. Avak will hopefully join us as well, and we're going to have a good time. If I can find the time, I'm going to try modding a couple custom ships into Artemis again. And yeah, we'll rock it. Maybe Avak's never played the game before. We should make him captain. Anyway, we'll be doing a lot of the usual stuff, some new things as well. And this is all done is just in the hopes that you would donate to a children's hospital. It kind of puts me in a weird situation because I also ask for money for me to help support the channel and Reclamation Games, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll get there. And, you know, if you're only comfortable doing one or the other, that's fine. I have lowered my personal target to just $1,000 this year. And the reason is because there's sort of the split between people who donate by contributing to the creative stuff I'm doing. And the fact is, if you watch the channel, if you have YouTube Red, if you comment, or if you help me out on Patreon, that's giving me the motivation or the money that I pour into these things anyway. So you are helping. So yeah, I've decreased my target because some people might be like, I give you money for your stupid game all the time. I don't want to do this. You get a tax receipt this way though, and you help children's hospitals, which is a truly noble cause. 100% of the money goes through. There's no skimming from me, Extra Life, the Children's Miracle Network, nobody. I have friends who work at the children's hospital there, and it's super awesome. So if you want a good one, I can personally give it the GetWaved seal of approval. Not corrupt. Everybody makes reasonable salaries, and they do lots of good work. Helped a friend's kid literally. I said the word literally, so I have to get it exactly right. I'll say 8 days ago, and it's not literal anymore. It's figurative. I think it was 9. But anyway, helped him start breathing again, so that was cool. It's a good place. And treating children is not as simple as treating adults because they have problems like all of their cells are growing at the same time. Adults don't have that. Only some of their cell lines are growing. So you can't use all the same medicine, and their lungs are too tiny for some things. And yeah, you need specialized facilities. This is a way to help them, help more people, and do things like have more staff and more machines and more beds. It's good. And this isn't like with support to Child's Play or something where it's devoted exclusively towards like, we just give video games to kids in Children's Hospital, which is good, but this is just into the general budget, which is what they need. So anyway, if you want to support Team GetWaved, you can join up and pick a children's hospital of your choosing. If you want to help support me more directly, I'm going to be doing that. There is a bit of bad news. I'm only going to be doing a 6-hour live stream this year. I've been advised by a doctor to take it a bit easy and be better about a disciplined sleep schedule. So a 24-hour live stream would not do that. Just to help resolve some nagging minor health issues I've been having. It's nothing too serious. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be fine for the few hours I have left to live. No, I'm going to be fine. I should start being good about this because I'm not 17 anymore. That's what's going on with Extra Life. If you want to donate or join Team GetWaved, it's going on in the comment section, or pardon me, in the description of the video. And we're going to have a good time. And as sort of, just to clarify, I forgot to mention this, but this is a big deal. I'm going to do a bonus Let's Play as well for the month of November. Because I'm not doing the 24-hour live stream, I still feel like I should give 24 hours of content. So for November 5th onward, hopefully, we'll figure out what it's going to be before then. It might be off by a couple days, but I want to do 2 episodes a day, and we'll make some good content and have a good time. So if you have any requests, like maybe Orion on a harder difficulty, maybe something new, put it in the comments section. We'll check it out. We'll double team the episodes for a month, and it's going to be awesome. Moving on. I'm working on a video game. I started a company called Reclamation Games. The website's up now. Doesn't really have anything on it. It is just a placeholder, but I felt weird emailing people from an @Reclamation Games email address and then not having a website and being like, yo, take me seriously. So I set it up. It's a company I started to work on video games because that's kind of been my dream, and I started going after it a bit more aggressively after a decade in software development, working on other stuff and being like, I just really want to make what I would call art. Maybe you think video games are more of a toy, and that's fine. Toys are secretly art. You play them to enter an emotional state. So I have been working on that, and it's cool. Stuff's been going well. This month I fixed some long-standing bugs. My goal is to, by the end of 2016, have the game feel for the main character locked down, as well as all animations. At one point I was thinking I'd be working on animations for Reina, the main character, indefinitely, like right up until the very end. And I might be tweaking them up until the very end, but my goal is actually to finish them. I started being a bit more aggressive in how often I was working on animations, and yeah, I think that's an attainable goal. So that's going to be the target, and I've done some good stuff working towards that already. Yeah, I've hired an artist, which I've mentioned several times, but we're starting to get in-game, or in-game is not the correct word. Core assets, we'll say, developed, and that's really cool stuff. And music composition is continuing and going really well. At the end of most of these videos, I put usually a little bit of just the piano music, because like all of the instruments haven't properly been recorded. And these are typically not super great recordings. They're either just me recording in the background with a cell phone on an out of tune upright grand piano that we got donated from a friend for $0. It was a real treat. And they moved it. So actually they lost money. So that's one variant. Or we got a whole bunch of good ones from a digital piano, although it doesn't have the heart of an upright grand. So anyway, we've got some of those that you can listen to. Anyway, I think the music's pretty good. That's what's going on in the game. Oh, and I have a note that says, fuck Quaternions. I did. They were giving me trouble earlier. If you don't know what a Quaternion is, that's good, and you don't want me to tell you, and you don't want to know, they're bad news. They're harder math than it needs to be. There's probably an elaborate reason why they are the way they are. I'm sure it has to do with linear algebra. Anyway, that's the game update news. That's like the pseudo devlog. Thanks for watching, everybody. Dragon Quest Builders on the horizon. Super excited. Super excited to share more about the game in the next little bit. My big tidbit this time is Reclamation Games. The company is named that. I'll throw this in there. The company is named that because, like, I don't own the IPs to something like Metroid. The game I'm working on right now is kind of a Metroidvania one. That is story driven. And Nintendo tried doing that with Other M, and I would say it did not work out. Nobody's played that game. It had some redeeming qualities, but nobody's played it and thought, man, I really learned a lot about the human condition. Really, people played that and thought like, oh, they kind of had a lame take on Samus. That's the takeaway. Oh, they took this badass bounty hunter and turned her into a whiny, needy loser. So I can't change that, but what I can do is make a game that takes inspiration from what I loved about a Metroid game, and then, inspiration from the stories that I loved and all the artists. You can sort of coalesce all that into your own idea, and in so doing, kind of make a spiritual sequel, like what Shovel Knight did to Mega Man and Mario and DuckTales and like that entire generation. They sort of made this collective homage to all of it, and it's a super tight game. So anyway, that's kind of what my motivation is. That's why it's called Reclamation, because I can't do a remake, but I can sort of do a reclamation project where they go in with a bulldozer and tear everything apart and then fix it all. That's sort of how I view that. It's not that I only want to make games that are sort of backwards focused, but I do sort of want to remember the things that were good, because, for example, Other M forgot what was good. They didn't correctly understand it, and now it needs to be bulldozed. So that's the idea behind the name anyway. Yeah. Fun fact. You got to know the real me, everybody. So if you are interested in supporting the channel, you can just watch it or do YouTube Red or leave me comments. Just be cool. You can do that. Or if you want to contribute more directly to the Let's Playing stuff that you watch and the game development, you can become a Patronus. You can support me on Patreon. And it's super appreciated. I don't do... Well, there's more of a video explaining it on there. I don't want like a 2-tier fan system, so I don't do anything extra special for Patronuses, but it helps a lot, and it's a way of just helping this stuff all continue. And thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you all in the next Let's Play.